Hi there. Welcome to Deb's Thing. This is Debbie with another original design I'm calling Burnout. Kind of got along the idea of, how when you burn out by hitting the accelerator too fast for your car, you're likely to leave a black streak in the tar, and thus burnout. That's what it's reminding me of. Although this is not in any way condoning burning out on purpose. It does happen accidentally on occasion, and I think most of us as teenagers, which was decades ago for me, I tried it in an empty parking lot on a Sunday afternoon back in the day when everything was closed on Sundays, and not proud of it, but I did it in safety as far as there were no cars, no people, rural area, very large, very empty parking lots. So don't do it, young adults. It's not wise. But if you can find a course, like a driving course, that they can allow you to do it to help you learn how to handle a car if it does kind of go out of control a little bit. That is the one thing I did learn in the rural areas where you kind of had the freedom to drive cars a little haphazardly. I gained great experience in learning how to handle a car. So enough of that before I get myself in trouble. Now, this was the third of a set of inspirations based on my popular elliptical, which birthed the butterfly wings, and then the variation from my butterfly wings went to racing stripe, which then turned into burnout. Now, well, anyways, let's get going. The colors I'm using were, I don't want to say inspired because it's not an inspiring story, but my husband, comparing notes of our teenage years, he said, I guess maybe because he lived in a city area and he didn't have empty parking lots, he did it on grassy areas. Him and his friends would go burn out on grassy areas or fields or something like that. So I am going to use, instead of the red, green for the grass. I'm not condoning it. It's just kind of like, I don't know if it was innocent fun, but it was just those things you do as a teenager. Anyways, green for the outside, regardless of what it stands for or doesn't. I will be using black again because I want to keep the theme of burning out. Again, it accidentally happens sometimes if you hit the gas too fast. And I'm going to use my new metallic blue for the white. I think those colors will look interesting together. So, here we go. We'll be using three bars. Oh, and I should mention, even though this is not on my preview videos of my collection, my reference for this, as far as my catalog goes, is 3SJJ. It just helps me keep track of the many designs I've made. So we will be using the standard, I call it staggered because the pins are not parallel to each other. They're staggered, arrow away from you. Now, I wanted to keep the color black going all the way through on to the extension. So I'm going to place my first extension band here for later access. And then I'm going to place green up each side going to here. We will not do this one yet. We will save that for last. And then so we're going to go all the way up that side, and then we will come around and do it on this side. Now, I apologize. I hope I didn't give anybody any bad impressions. Any young kids, you know what? Learn to drive safely. If you need a safety defense driving, you know, if you want to learn that, how to handle a vehicle, there are schools out there that teach you that. They didn't have that back in my day, so several decades ago. And my parents, well, they just learned off the seat of their pants. So, okay, continue on up to this peg right there, and then I will show you the next step. Right, now that we have all the green bands up to here, we are going to place our black bands, the burnout stripe there, tire tracks. Can't use tire tracks because that's already used. So that's, it came up with burnout, kind of like the skid marks you leave when you hit the gas too fast. So we're just going to quickly go up. I'll just keep the camera running for this since it only take a few seconds to do this. Oops. It's a tiny little spot. I don't know how, those of you who are putting videos up, how you put your camera, but mine is on my tripod and it's straddled over. It's just weird to keep it above me. I have no way of figuring out how to, I mean, I've turned it, the tripod kind of into a boom, but anyways, okay. Oops. Okay, yeah, that's up to the last one. See, now you can place these bands. No, I'm going to wait. Okay. This is a little different than the butterfly and the, what do I call this one? The racing stripe. Yeah, this is called burnout. I'm getting confused here. Is on those two, I did the same figure 8 twisting starting on this side and then going on this side. Just makes a lopsided 8 because this distorts the placement a little bit. So it was always this side first and then this side. Well, I actually had done this bracelet that way, but it made an asymmetrical design, so it all looked one way on this side and another way on this side. So I realized in order to make it symmetrical on both sides all the way up, I would have to reverse each segment. So this one was on the bottom, or I should say, like, this one's on top, right? So on this section I want it on the bottom, so it's going to be the first one I do on this side. So pretty much each segment you start is going to start the same way you ended that one, so that it'll be on the opposite. It'll be stacked opposite, see? So this is on the top, now it's on the bottom. And so we last place this one, so we're going to also place it on this one, so now it'll be on the bottom. So you're just switching the order of which they're stacked. I'll do it one more time. We did this one on the top, so now this will be the first one on this segment, so it will be on the bottom when we place this one. Okay, and you can check yourself. Just pick either side, top, underneath, it's on the top, it's on the underneath, and you'll continue doing that all the way up to this last set of diagonals. Okay, now that you have all these placed, just so you can double check, make sure on top, underneath, you know, with each in the, going in the same direction, that they alternate. And if you make a mistake, just pull the ones before or after it out, whatever it takes, and just fix it on up. Now, if you remember, we have to put the bands here. I've had the darndest time every single time I've tried to make this. I keep forgetting to put the black as the second step, and I'll have all these crisscrossed almost like up to here and realize, whoops, I even went on my notes and highlighted, like, to make sure to do that second, but I guess I don't pay attention to my own instructions. So back to my tutorial. I'm using the black as my extension, so the cap being one of the extensions, I just double over, twist it, and then roll it over. You can do it like this, double it and stretch it over. And if you've already done racing stripe, the loop back is the exact same. Of course, it looks different because the band placement was different. Okay, so we will start out by making sure we are in the screen. We're on screen. Okay, my left one, the one going to the left, was on top. Bring it to its home. Just leave the center one for now. We really don't need that. And we can loop all these up, except we will not be going to the home peg. We will be going to the center. And you can quickly, systematically just go up each side. So you do that up to this last one here, and then you're going to reach in and take this one, the center post, and then come and repeat it on this side. And we'll just follow that up, and then your last one goes from here to here. Then we will proceed to put on the extension. Now that you have all the greens finished, it will look like this, and we are going to finish our looping by very simply bringing the black, reaching down the center, oops, don't forget one, and just bringing it up to its home peg. Since it's so quick, I'll just keep going here and then show you how I do my extensions, which if you've seen any of my videos, I kind of have my own take on, whoops, going off. I made all these marks on my little tray here, TV tray, to keep it centered, but I don't pay attention when I'm totally involved here. Okay, so we're all finished looping. I find it easier to have this band already placed. It makes it much easier than trying to, reach out and pull it through. I always seem to get mine twisted up, so what you do is take it out and around, drop this end off or on top of the hook. I use 5 bands on each side for a total of 10 bands for my extension, and I like to have my clip on in the middle of my wrist. So turn the hook upside down, leaving slack on the loops here, and gently draw your next band through and place it on the hook. Turn the hook upside down, pull it through, turn it around so it's upside up, and I had a little bit of trouble doing this, but I'd seen somebody else on YouTube making their extension this way, and I thought, oh, that looks so nice and neat. And I clip it off before I take the bracelet off. There's no chance of it slipping off the hook and unraveling. So I use my fingers to stretch it apart because it's nice and taut and it makes the clip pop on very simply or easily. Okay, now I like to release the tension with my fingers, or I have a very inexpensive crochet hook. Use a smooth end, especially useful if the bands are really tight, if there's a lot of bands. I'm sure like making little figurines, you know, especially with the neck, where they have like 20 rubber bands all in that one peg. Something like this really helps. And so this is not too hard. I just like to use my finger and kind of gently pry it off of each peg so that it doesn't stretch it out. Now the only problem I have with this is which is the right side, that one or that one. Now this side or this side. I think I like this side a little better. Oh, I probably should have done this in a lighter green, a more contrasting color, but you know what, sometimes subtle is nice. You got the strong racing stripe there, you got the pretty metallic blue, and a very subtle green trimming it off. I mean, I think it looks more distinct in real life than on camera, at least through my camera screen. Camera, what do you call that thing? You know that thing, the viewfinder, the view. Oh my god, I'm drawing blank. Okay, forget about my camera. We are using black, so there is one. The cap is the first band, and my 6 1/4 inch wrist, I find a total of 10 extensions, 5 on each side. Works as a nice happy medium. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th one we stretch over here. So this has a loose weave, this bracelet, so it'll be a little looser. So we pull this little taut so you can reach in and grab the band, and proceed to loop your extension. And I hold it down as I pull the other bands off the extension. I find my clip and hold it like this so that the opening is up. Stretch these bands out, or this band out, so that it pops on real easy. And there you have Burnout. If you like this design, feel free to like the video and share it with your friends. And if you'd like to see more of my original designs, be sure to subscribe to Deb's Thing. Thank you very much for watching.